England we've lost so far.
Of the competition later on, Japan will be really tough to go through with those defenders.
We'll be keeping an eye on this game, of course, with ready for it, top of the group. My big question is, of course, will Joe, at our Rock Up tournament, I mean, he turns up yesterday and is essentially, by qualifying to the group stages here, has given himself such a great chance of getting a...
What the fuck?
Well, we're underway. Peru taking on Japan. Peru currently topping Group A after the 1-0 victory over England that we saw earlier on. It's Gu who's able to weather the storm after going down 1-0 against Belgium to secure a point for Japan. Not the worst result in his first round of games, but this will be a real setup for the rest of the group. With Peru already on 3 points, can we see anyone try and take them on and catch them up? This, if Gu can secure a result here, could blow this group wide open.
Yeah, let's focus on the keys for this game is regain the ball. Half of the pitch will be so dangerous on both sides. I think the match will be easy to be the initiative on the side of the Peruvian because Japan is not accumulating many players on his upper block. But once the Japanese can make his usual play, and this man is so good.
He is so good. He proved that at the FC Inter Club event, of course, back in March, I think it was, April, to qualify for the World Finals. He was the only club representative in the knockout stages at the World Finals. We have, of course, a variety of players invited here. Gu is probably the most, I don't want to say decorated because he's football by bar, he's such a young esport, but he's certainly the one at this tournament that has gone the furthest forward at the international level, which is funny to say because the World Finals was his first ever taste of international competition.
And what a way to be the highest stage possible. I think if we mobilize in an early stage already, in terms of esports, second, third year into having competition, high competition as this one. So mainly the players are already discovering what this esport means. Now unique experiences, traveling all around the world, enjoying what they like the most, which is playing eFootball, and that's a lovely experience. And I know that most of you guys at home could live in a early future. More competition, I'm sure, will come soon, and you could have the chance to represent your country, your community, and why not be in the World Championship soon.
We're seeing it right here with Joe in our other match happening. Our Dutch taking on Joe. That will be Belgium versus England, while we have our referees just having a little tinker and making sure that everything is as good as possible on the stage. Competitive integrity at these types of tournaments, Alex, absolutely paramount. But you're right, keep an eye on eFootball. It's free to play.
Yes.
You can download it right now, so if you're looking at these guys thinking, I could do that, well, these guys are rubbish, I could do better than this. You can prove it. Costs nothing.
It's not easy, especially the first game playing on mobile. It's like, it's like out of your mind a little bit. But when we have the table for the moment with the Peruvian 3 points after that win against Joe, and it's really open. Just to remind, 6 rounds to be played, and will be interesting to say. Yeah, we'll see now. We will join into the match Belgium, England. They have. All right.
Looks to me, Alex, as we're just getting confirmation from the floor exactly what's happening. But we can take a look at the group as things stand. Obviously, Peru with that 1-0. we say it so often, with eFootball Mobile being so quick, and they go by so fast, and that clock in the top left ticks down really rapidly, the more the ball stays in play, the quicker that game clock will tick down. So when the chances come, you have to take them. It's exactly what Ready For It did. Ready For It by name, he was ready for it by nature and took the chance against England.
I mean, overall, I'm really impressed by the level of Joe because, you know, you have no expectation playing against those big players in front, and just losing 1-0 is it's not that bad score. But obviously, I hope with the pass of the games, he will start to, you know, to be more creative in his build-up play and find out some chances to score and to put some pressure against his opponent. Just to remind, 2 games against each one, so you will have a rematch afterward to, you know, you can predict a little bit his game style. You have some stuff to think about, and yeah, will be pretty cool. Look, we have some good news from England, and as well in the match that we're coming back in a few minutes.
We will keep an eye on that other game. I think we are just securing match 1 at the moment, which will be, of course, Japan taking on Peru. Elsewhere, England-Belgium is now 1-1. So Joe's first goal of the tournament, scored by Ivan Toney after going 1-0 down in the 5th minute. It's Ivan Toney scoring an equaliser.
Let me jump in. I was just calling for that, but I didn't knew before. But yeah, right after saying that is Joe with the draw. After that early lead by Abdach. Once again, Abdach after leading, conceding the draw. But we'll see if this time he has something to say, no? Because already after 15 minutes from the kickoff, still early path in this second match of this Group A.
Absolutely, second match Group A. Obviously, Joe, we mentioned our World Cup tournament qualifier for this group. We have another qualifier for Group B as well, as there's a strike actually from Belgium to reinstate the lead. It is Abdach back in front. It's Lukaku's second goal to put Belgium up 2-1 now. Joe is going to have to respond yet again.
Wonderful, wonderful. Same move, same action by Abdach, trying to connect with Romelu Lukaku, no? And trying that first touch action, no? With that fake shot to have some gap, some space to shot, and putting the ball into the net once again to 2-1, 1 goal up for the.
So Abdach back in front. It seems a far cry from the player who was in the Bayern München club event finals back in March at the Allianz Arena. Of course, lost on penalties to a fellow competitor here as one of our 6 invited athletes. That's Tanusui. We'll see him in Group B. Lost on penalties in somewhat of a unique situation. Lost 3-2 to Tanusui. Took the first penalty with Thomas Müller while being commentated over by Thomas Müller in real life. It was kind of embarrassing, but seems a far cry. Abdach has shaken off those nerves now. Back in front against England, 2-1. A brace for Lukaku, and he's one that I think you have to keep an eye on, especially in this stat balance mode, because he's so strong and almost out-muscles John Stones there.
Yeah, chances that on the side for the Belgian player, Abdach, which now after that goal has some momentum on his favour. But now it's Trossard looking for that through pass to Mangala. And will be interesting once again he can connect with those 2 centre forwards, especially Romelu Lukaku, that is being almost unstoppable for the moment in this competition.
No, I respect from Joe. As many Liverpool players in that lineup as you possibly can. He's starting Trent. He's got some really good players in there to choose from. Of course, Gomez at centre back as well. He's got some defending to do against Castagna here. His Decatelaire is really a fox in the box you have to look out for Belgium. Mangala is dispossessed now by Declan Rice. So about 5 or so minutes till half time. Anthony Gordon's won the ball back here for England. Belgium in the lead, and well, with England 0 points in this group so far, we are going to need to see some kind of response from Joe. In the other game, Peru versus Japan has kicked off, and it is Peru who have struck first. So Peru 1, Japan 0, and that spells trouble at the top of Group A for every other nation that doesn't begin with P.
Well, the end is having a hard time now. Joe to react and connect with his forwards. He's maybe rushing a little bit, not taking his time to go forward, to connect, to build up his play as usually. Will be pretty interesting to see if Joe can react in the second half.
So Belgium 2, England 1 in our other game. Let's hop into that Peru-Japan game, because this is a key clash towards the top end of Group A. Peru already with 3 points, and as it stands, would be the first nation with 6 points here after 2 games. Is there a response here from Gu?
Impressive, impressive. We have seen the goal, but look, it's a nice opportunity. Again, looking for those wings that I'm sure the Peruvian has the advantage of. We were talking about yesterday, say, Alex, I have only wingers. I have no center midfielders to make some central passes lines stronger. And it's like, man, it's easy. If you have wingers, go for it and approach those space, those gaps. You can go through. Another chance for Minamino, for the Japanese.
Into the feet of Suzuki. There's Kubo, we know him as the star man for this Japanese national team. Sugawara is there, back to Kubo. Suzuki, that's a wonderful move! Japan are level! It is Gu 1, ready for it 1. And that now has blown this group wide open. We're still in the first half, of course, about 5 minutes to go until half time. Peru 1, Japan 1. What a move!
Wonderful play from right to left. Those one-touch pass by Japan, especially those players have that skill as well. So he approaches so well that that skill move from his player, and the only choice is to predict that the opponents are going to make that combination. If not, it's impossible to stop Harry.
Japan 1, Peru 1 in that game. Second half is underway, Belgium versus England. Now a lock-up tournament qualifier, Joe, is under some scrutiny here. De Ketelaere now for Belgium. He'd love a 2-goal cushion with Abduch. We mentioned it earlier, made it to the Bayern München club event finals, made it all the way to the final qualifying match for the World Finals. And in the other game, I believe we've seen Japan actually take the lead on the stroke of half-time. So still in the first half, they're about to go into the break. It is now Japan 2, Peru 1. So it is all change here in Group A. For now, we will see if Abduch can get the first 3 points on the board for Belgium, and we'll see if Joe,
nice ball,
on the attack now with Phil Foden, can get his first points of Group A.
Oh, not
is dispossessed there.
That was close, that was close. He needs to wait for those disruptive movement for his teammate. I mean, talking about Joe, to make advantage and to overcome against the Belgian. Is leading up Dutch, trying to go forward for the third one, but now the chance. Look at the mistake.
Big mistake. It happened in the first game for Joe, and it's happened again here in the second. It is Belgium 3, Joe, and England 1. Great goal from Abduch. As I said, it's a bit of a far cry from that player we saw back in the Allianz, who, under the pressure of being commentated by the real-life Thomas Müller, missed the penalty, the first penalty with the virtual Thomas Müller. He looks a different beast here in Liverpool. Belgium 3, England 1.
Wonderful pressure, 2-on-1 against over Declan Rice, and quickly define that chance into the net. Clinical, the Abduch 3-1, massive score for the Belgian player.
Massive score indeed. It's not often we see high-scoring games here on the mobile platform, and I think it's fair to say going forward for Joe, it's going to be something he has to fix, giving those balls away. He can't be doing that at this level. It's all well and good coming to the Rock-Up tournament and qualifying for the Fame Your Game Cup, but these are invited players and some of the best eFootball mobile players in the world. Let's hop over to Peru, Japan. That one is very, very close. We've just seen a chance for Gu here, and it is Japan 2, Peru 1. So as things stand, Gu would be joining, ready for it, at the top of Group A. And actually, Abduch will be up there with him as well, all 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, exactly. It's important now, especially that way, that wonderful way that Gu Games has turned up the score in this match after the lead of the Peruvian, and is, you know, how important it is to catch those rebound, those second chances that are really important, no? Because they are really good. They can play a wonderful combination and perform those action, but sometimes those rebounds, secondary action, are the defining between score or no. And these players are really smart to find those tough rebound in the box. And let's see now Peru with the ball.
Peru with the ball, and it's ready for it with the task of trying to break down the defensive play style of Reino Gucci of Japan. Let's take a look then back over to England and see if we can get our first points on the board. Due to come off, probably Mainu's on, and it looks as if Luke Shaw has joined the fray as well. Some smart substitutes, I think, from Joe. We'll see if they pay dividends, but with 10 in-game minutes to go, especially considering how quickly these games can move on mobile, I think in this one is probably a result in the bag for Belgium. We need to see a score from this attack, ideally from Joe, to see any chance of salvaging some points.
Well, we'll see a 3-1 score in favor of Dutch, but overall we saw those big mistakes from Joe's side, and I think what's the difference in between both in this match. Sad to see those mistakes, but playing online at home, those mistakes are not that dangerous. But here at the biggest stage against these kind of opponents, man, you cannot concede them.
You absolutely can't. We've got 5 in-game minutes to go. The other thing we have to keep in mind, of course, goal difference. As things stand, we have 4 at the top of Group A. And in the other game, we've seen a 3rd goal go in for Japan. So that is more than likely a secure result, as there's almost close. Another goal for Dutch.
Origi with the header.
It's looking like there will be 3 players tied on 4 points at the top. Only 2 go to the knockout stages. And I'm no expert at mathematics, but 3 into 2 typically doesn't go. It's another mistake from Joe, and it's 4 for Belgium. Dutch scores his 4th, and just as we're talking about goal difference, he goes and scores another one in stoppage time. Belgium 4, England 1.
Yeah, it seems we're going a little bit with that, rushing with that kick from the keeper, giving the ball directly to our Dutch, which once again, clear mindset how to approach those situations, going the 4-1, putting him the first 3 points, the first win, in this competition for overall for the moment, and nice to him, to make this action into the net, because you gain confidence, and that's really important. A long group stage phase, 6 rounds overall. We are just in the 2nd one, Harry, but wins are really important.
It's the beauty of the Fame Your Game Cup. We get to bounce around all of these games. There is the final whistle. It is Belgium 4, England 1. That's 4 points now on the board for Belgium. As it stands, he will be joining, without Dutch, Japan and Peru at the top of Group A. Only 2 qualified from the group. There's a chance here for Peru here in the late stages of the 2nd half to get one back. And hold on a second, because it's now Japan 3, Peru 2. Is there time here for an equaliser?
Well, he will have the momentum. He will have some moment now with some advantage facing the Japanese. Maybe it's late to react, but it's a football. Now the kickoff, it's important to not to concede that one from the Japanese, and then I'm sure unless we have one.
It's a really nice cutback. Really nice. Those types of chances come at a premium at this level. So good work by Peru. As it stands, changes nothing. But there is still 5 in-game minutes to go, and Peru have the ball for now. Gusan says no. Nakamura. Kubo dispossessed, and there is still time on this clock. Can Peru fashion an attack here?
It's the moment now. No, it's not.
Endo's able to wrestle the ball back in midfield, but we're in the 90th now. We'll see how many number is added on. It is 4 added minutes for Gusan, who likes to play a defensive style. He said that before the 2024 World Finals.
Really
has to play keep ball. Let's run down that clock. A little bit of clock management here. And I think Nakamura is going to have a chance maybe to pad that goal scored tally. But there it is. The final whistle is blown. Japan 3, Peru 2. And it is, after this 2nd round of games, a 3-way tie at the top of Group A.
Now, really was a way to end the match by good games. We are seeing clearly why he's really experienced in this kind of competition. It's really impressive the way the last goal, the Peruvian has the chance to become the Japanese defender by the wings, where it's more tougher to go through. But, it's the only way to play for the Peruvian with those 4-4-2 formation. And let's see how many players are putting this 5 center-backs formation in today's competition.
Well, amazing to see, of course, Gu go back to his tried and tested 5 at the back. We asked the question after the first round whether or not he'd go back to it, and we have our answer. It's done pretty well for him so far. Those keen-eyed of you will have seen Tunny in the corner of the set in the sofas. I believe he's with Dan Rido, one of our players who came to the Rock-Up tournament and is now here at the Fame Your Game Cup. Chris.
Thank you very much, Harry. You've got eyes like a hawk spotting me all the way over here. Yes, I am here with Dan. Dan, congratulations for making it up to this stage. Obviously, you came to the Rock-Up tournament yesterday. And how was that for you?
It was a great tournament, to be honest. Loved the game. There was quite a few tough games. Didn't expect to be here today, to be honest. But it just kept on winning, and I've ended up here.
Now, you made yourself over into Group B. Obviously, you're going to be playing this afternoon. You've looked at some of the players that are kind of coming through. How do you fancy yourself? Because you're coming in as the unknown for these guys. They'll never have played against you, seen you play. So how do you feel about your chances going into it?
I fancy my chances being with England. There's been a good few players. I played some good formations yesterday. A little nervous, but I reckon I can get through it.
The nerves will carry you through. How does it feel, though, representing sort of the Liverpool side of things here as well? It must be a nice feeling being one of the only two guys, yourself and Joe here, representing the city.
Yeah, well, I think Joe's done really well this morning. So if I can kind of keep my own, maybe get a draw or a win, then yeah, it'd be great.
You never know what could happen. But, well, good luck for Dan. We're very much looking forward to see how things go. But, Harry, back to you and see how Games 3 are going to go.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tunny. It's great to have him here. I mean, he's able to go pick the brains of our players, figure out where the mental side of the game is, Alex. I mean, again, you've been there, done that. You know how big it is. Having that mental game is huge.
Well, the mental game is a mindset is developing just based in regarding your appearance in this kind of competition. The first time I was in such a state as that one, look, I was so nervous, and I cannot handle the nerves at those moments. But you know, with experience, you know, you get improving in any area, playing in the mindset of how to face your opponent, those eye-on-eye vision that you have against your opponents, and celebrating your goals, showing your emotions, and saying, look, I'm going to win this competition.
So what about keeping those emotions in check? As you say, such a beautiful set here. And we're in Liverpool, which is a far cry from a lot of these players' homes. I suppose the thing going for Joe and going for Dan is they actually have the home field advantage, if such a thing exists. They have no jet lag. They have no excuses, if you will. So they're primed and ready if they can make it out of the group stages to really take home a good amount of cash here.
No, definitely. It's a long competition. You can start to not test, but see yourself if your staff are working on.
Here we go, Alex.
Yeah.
Here's the group as things stand. And I actually completely just forgot how numbers and maths work. It happens. I mean, it was never my strong suit in school. We now have 2 at the top of Group A, Belgium and Japan, 4 points.
Yeah, definitely nice job for both sides. We saw the level they are putting in this competition is really high, especially Gu having more resources, more plan B in case he's not leaving for the moment, because he started both of his games losing. So it's really impressive, because if it happened the opposite, I think he's going to win his games. So maybe the chance for the Peruvian to come back to react after that defeat, now facing England, right?
You can see round 3 is about to start, and I think you're
Belgium.
right. It's going to be
Belgium.
It's going to be Japan taking on England, and then it will be Peru versus Belgium. I think that's a big game. Belgium versus Peru. Considering Peru 3 points starting the group early in a really good fashion, to then have come up against Japan and have lost by 1 goal, but you were trailing 3-1 for a lot of the game. This one could be a turning point in Group A for either of these nations. We are underway with Belgium-Peru.
Definitely, because these are the ones with the aim to be closer to the Japanese on top of the table, especially their real spot should be around the top 2. But you know, let's see. It's just about to start the game, and it's now the Peruvian with the ball, with Flores, his left wing.
Yeah, one thing
Nice
we've
play.
seen,
Look at the
Alex,
pass back.
with Peru, they like to score early goals, ready for it. Really likes to live up for his name. Lives up to his namesake, ready for it. He starts games early. And he's got himself a corner here, swung in to the middle. The header is won, but sadly not on target.
Let's see if some of them can prepare some short passes into the corner kicks. No, the other choice obviously is the cross sending to one of your center forwards. It would be pretty interesting if Abdach can have solution for those play by the side, let's say for the Peruvian, which has been really, really strong so far for the moment.
Yeah, we'll be keeping a good close eye on this game, Belgium-Peru, because it is just such a top-of-the-table clash almost. Obviously, Peru, as things stand, outside of those top 2 places. There's Flores here as well, dispossessed by Castagna. Elsewhere, we have Japan taking on England, and it is Gu Games who has scored first in that one.
Yeah, we saw the play by the Peruvian needing to orient the body for the right foot, and that's why it gave the spot to the defender to arrive in the last moment and to deflect the potential chance and score for Peru. We'll see.
I expect a bit of a cagey affair in this one because there is so much on the line. Peru has proven ready for it that he wants to try and attack. He likes playing that brand of e-football, and especially on mobile where the games are shorter, they're snappier, they're quicker. When chances come, if you're able to take them, you're going to be in a really good position, ready for it. Who can he find? It's the white shirts of Peru, but that's really good defending. He just ran into a bit of an alleyway of players there, did ready for it, and Belgium with a chance to counter, a little bit wasteful there.
We see now the Peruvian having a hard time to avoid those center midfielders that are completely blocking any single line for passes to connect with, especially Paulo Guerrero, now the main center forward for Peru, the best player with the skills, the first-time shot, the long-range cooler, the heading, the superiority is a really complete striker. So he needs to connect within any single time if he wants to score his chances. But for the moment, nice job by Abdach controlling those slots in the defense.
Yeah, Abdach, as things stand, would be in second place in Group A with Japan currently 1-0 over England. We'll see if Belgium can make it out of this Group A. Ooh. There's a chance though for Peru on the turn. And so far so good for ready for it. It's still 0-0, but the chances, about 5 minutes from half time, have definitely gone his way. Belgium really struggling to get going.
Yeah, we haven't seen any single action already from Abdul, which is really giving us the view that the Peruvian is really good. Probably is the unique player that with the English player that we haven't seen before in competition, first appearance in a global tournament. But for the moment, it's really impressive the level he's showing us from the very beginning. Now into the kick in the first half.
Almost a chance to end the first half with a chance. And speaking of chances, there's been a chance in the other game taken by Japan. That is now, thanks to the Kubo goal, is now 2-0 for Japan. So we're still in the first half there, as these players are just going for some team lineup switches. Here's the goal, Alex. Kubo just taking it inside the defence and curls it nicely into the corner.
It's Kubo putting over the edge, any single opponent he's facing. I always see maybe put a man marking on him, one of the solutions to have a less someone next to him, because for the moment Kubo is scoring a lot of goal assistance and being the main for good games that leading 2 goals up and potentially getting into 7 points if he's able to finalize this game on his favor.
It's like Kyle Walker and Saka on the far side for England, seeming to be a focal point for Joe to try and get things going. We'll see if Jude Bellingham can wrestle his way through the midfield. Unfortunately not. So good passage of play for England, but as it stands, Japan 2, England 0. Back over to Peru, Belgium.
The chance for Peru.
There's a chance for Peru to open the scoring here in the second half.
It seems to be keeping the same pace as before. He's taking the initiative, looking for chances. Another great save by the goalkeeper of Belgium, Asap Dutch, really having a hard time to connect 2, 3, 4 passes. And look, he's getting closer. The lead by the Peruvian, with now having a really important corner kick.
As you said, corner kick to come. We need to see from Abdach a bit of a response after this corner. First has to defend it, and it's cleared away. But it has been one-way traffic. It is half-time in the other game. Japan 2.
The counter is there.
But here we go. Abdach, can he take this chance? It's Trossard with a couple of red shirts to find. Goes for goal himself. Forces the corner. But was that the right option?
He had many opportunities to do. He can turn them, looking for the finish shot. The through pass to the top. It was a Lukaku almost there waiting for the ball. Really egocentric a little bit. Trossard, having the chance for his own instead to rather pass on the last stop.
Well, there's the response we were asking for from Abdach. Has the corner now to Carrasco. And will maintain possession here afterwards. Has to take care of the ball though. That's given away. And look
Another
at the
counter.
white shirts pouring forward here for Peru.
3 on
Luca
4.
Rivera find.
Wonderful.
Is there, but yeah, just read by
Manually
Belgium.
going with Onana to control and to save that great opportunity from the Peruvian. We've seen overall how tough is physically the Belgian team, especially they are way more stronger, taller than the Peruvians. So, but you know, the Peruvian seems to be smoother, faster, without dribbling passes. Let's see who can approach his play on their best. Now the Peru with the ball. Rivera with a through pass to La Padula. Now Advíncula. Oh, wonderful face in.
Just hesitated there, didn't he? Just hesitated, had a real chance. And it's interesting you picking the brains of the Peruvian, try saying that 5 times fast, saying that he has a lot of wingers, but not so much in the middle. It's almost fire versus ice here with Belgium versus Peru, because Belgium's so physical, they have the height, but ready for its game plan naturally lends itself to try and get those crosses into the box. We'll see which one will win out in the battle of attrition, while these guys just go over their tactics.
Let me say that for Abdat, it's not that bad the actual situation. Even if he hasn't created any single action already in the game, we saw in that context, he doesn't really need that much to create his chances. That was close, but you know, the confidence, same time it goes in, it goes back.
We
the end of the game.
For so many years there, using quick counter. In the other game, Japan have scored their 3rd. I believe that's Kubo again.
Yeah.
A brace for him. We see long ball counter. That means essentially, Alex, that you're looking for long balls on the counter.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, let's say both are the really most useful play schemes that are really different one to each other. You need to practice that much which games that is better for you. I prefer long ball counter rather than quick counter, just to make more secure on that defense that sometimes
What's the difference?
Well, long ball counter, it makes your defense line go back up to your defense line really deep. And in the opposite side, quick counter is really high pressure, front line pressure. And, it's different. Some players use it both. Like if you are winning, you play long ball counter. If you're losing, you go half up the pitch with a quick counter. This solution, the resources, you always say, it's really important to have plan A, plan B, and we'll see. For the moment, good games, having for sure plan A, B, C. But I don't know, did the rest have prepared many options on the play?
Chance for Abdach for Belgium. Currently 0-0 with 10 in-game minutes to go. Speaking of Gu, he's licking his lips looking at this result. 3-0 Japan over England at the moment would see him top outright of Group A. If this stays as it is, Trossard trying to find a Pender. But with 5 in-game minutes to go, if there was a goal soon, Alex, you'd have to say, it's likely going to be a decider here, Belgium versus Peru.
Oh, definitely. Maybe we entered one of the last opportunities of the game. That through pass deflected by one of the centre-back of Belgium. We haven't seen many double tosses because the players are really smart, and if you have not the skill of double toss, Doku have it. You cannot perform that special dribbling so well. Now,
final shot, surely Trossard can't win the header. And surely when this is clear, the referee will blow his whistle. Belgium 0, Peru 0. And one man that benefits more than anyone else is going to be, pardon the rhyme, the man from Japan. Rei Noguchi, currently 3-0 over Joe, representing England here at the FIFAe Fame Your Game Cup.
Well, a score that leaves the chances for both to go through really open. On the other hand, we have a really strong performance once again by the Japanese, leading 3-0, if I'm not wrong, against Joe. He took the early lead in the match. We saw now formation Joe going forward, half of the pitch with some substitution. Just to remind, 5 substitution in the group stage. In the knockouts, we'll have 5+1, but it will be later on during the day. And Harry, we'll see. You are facing the runner-up of the World Championship. So it's a tough task for the English player.
It's definitely difficult. I'd love to shout about an England goal, though. So, Joe, if you can give me that, let's get a goal on the board.
Come on.
We've got 10 in-game minutes to do so. The brace goal scorer, Kubo, is off the pitch now. But it is Japan looking so fluid here. Kamada to Hashioka. Chance for a 4th here maybe for Japan. Might get his across.
As we see the fullbacks joining the attack, and those second lines are the key for that 5 defender backs.
Kamada! Oh, it's off the upright. Hashioka keeps it alive. Luke Shaw's called in to defend.
Once he's able to connect those passes and wait in the how the left back and right back going forward, help up the pitch, it's really, really difficult to defend on those odd numbers position that the Japanese is looking for any single time.
Nakamura near side. Has the overlap here as well. Towards Kamano, wins the header.
Is it? No. Walker. Hi, Walker.
Pickford called into action there, but yeah, Walker across. But it's such a tough group to be thrown into for Joe. I mean, you have Gu, who, as you said, runner-up at the World Championships, was so unfortunate, lost in that final 2-0 against the Brazilian Rentao, current world champion, of course.
Let me say this formation, Harry, if you want to practice against this one, it's really...
Oh, head on one, and it's Jude Bellingham off the line.
Bellingham. So unless you are on top of the ranking of the ladder inside eFootball Mobile, you will not see people using that 5-3-2 formation. So I'm sure Joe hasn't practiced that much against that kind of opponents in terms of formation, in terms of level. But anyway, he's doing a great job. His only this game was really, dominated by his opponent. He needs to keep forward 3 remaining games on his side. So let's see.
Well, let's see some of the goals from Japan, England then. We didn't get to see too much of the action just purely because there were so many goals and it was such a tight affair in Belgium versus Peru. The first one scored in the 5th minute. And of course, just before the half-hour mark, it's Kubo. Of course, one of the focal points of the Japanese attack, scoring the first of 2. And here's the second who completes in the second half to pad the goals scored column here for Kubo in Japan. And of course, 2 games after the first round of games. I mean, that's not a bad scoreline at all. 7 points, that is, from a possible 9. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Alex.
Well, no surprise. Right after the first game against Abdaj, where he was like maybe with some doubts how to play his gameplay. Now we see at the table.
Yeah, here's the table, Alex. Screw at the top.
That's it. Well, it will be interesting the second spot into this group A. Sorry, it will be really interesting if Peru and Belgium can take some point against Gu in the away games now later on. And Joe, we are expecting him to get some points. And we're gonna see on the screen for sure later on, and we can celebrate his goals. But yeah, no surprise from Gu games that it seems solid with that 5-3-2. And after that, I'm ready for it. Other ones that now need to step up.
Come on,
the last 3 games.
We definitely want to see it. Let's hear from Chris Tunney though on the floor. Chris, we're in such a lovely place. Why don't you give us a little walkthrough?
Well, I mean, look, I think we're in a lovely place when it comes down to the group stages as well. Everybody really starting to step up their game. Now, for Joe, his back's against the wall. But I think for me, there has been some possibility for him in both those games, especially in the Peru and Belgium game. So let's see how he can do. But the group is positioned so well now. We know that, of course, for the side of Gu, he's looked fantastic, as we did expect. He has now started to put his foot down just a little. Now, that's going to cause some concern for the other competitors. But looking over towards how these other games are going to transpire, it is very much still all up for grabs. You need to be in that top 2 position. That's where you need to be. Guys, it is super close. 3 more games to go in Group A.
Yeah, 3 games to go. We're at the halfway point, and I think Tony there has just summed it up perfectly. We're in such a delicate point of the group. We have 7 points for Gu, 5 for Abdaj, and then 4 for Peru. We're essentially looking at Gu in the driver's seat in this group. It's not impossible for him to be knocked out at this point, if my mathematics is correct, which honestly they're not reliable 100% of the time. That's why we have referees here. But we're essentially looking at Belgium and Peru muscling it out for that second spot out of Group A, because, Alex, 3 into 2 just does not go.
Yeah, that's it. Now we're into probably one of the most interesting match in this Group A, Abdaj facing Gu Games. I mean, just to define that even if Gu Games is playing with a defensive formation, it's the one having more resources to score goals, so it's really wisely to play in that way. And now we're getting the round for Japan versus Belgium.
It's the rematch from the first game of Group A. And in fact, Belgium is the only nation so far that has taken any points from Japan. It was 1-1 in the opening of Group A. We've seen a different Gu Games turn up though. We saw him at the Inter-Club event finals, we saw him at the World finals with the 5 at the back. He started here at the FIFAe Your Game Cup with 4 at the back, conceded early, switched to the 5 at the back at half-time in this game, and has since gone on a roll. It's difficult to see him stray away from that 5 at the back as Lukaku almost steals in around the back. I think Gu now has settled into this group stage, and I think Abduch is going to have a bit of a trickier task here in the rematch.
Yeah, I would say Abduch really getting in a strong way any single game that he has played already in this competition. I think his chances goes over take the lead and then defend any single action that Gu Games is putting into his play. It's a tough task for the Belgian player for sure, but he has proved before he can take the lead, as we saw the first game, but now keep secure, defends any single time. Like, look, what a wonderful combination!
It's offside, I think. You see the reaction from Gu. He knew it was such a precise movement, but it was flagged as offside, so still 0-0.
It's impressive how with just 3 forwards, he can build up those actions. Really wonderful. No, it's not that easy. No, mainly the players try to accumulate as many players they can to make it easier, not to connect with those passes. But look, Gu Games just with 3-4 players is able to make wonderful play. Now the chance for the Belgian player.
Stunning cross into Lukaku!
That's it.
It is 1-0 to Abduch. He opens the scoring as he did in the first round of matches against Japan. It is now Gu Games trailing 1-0. Our current group leader concedes a header to Lukaku, 1-0.
Well, when Gu Games was slightly thinking about the previous chance, is the Belgian player Abduch with the reaction. Wonderful cross of Romelu Lukaku. Really easy for the striker.
We saw it, didn't we, Alex? That purple power bar looks different to every other power bar you see. That's because it's a stunning input.
Yep.
Tell the people at home, if it's their first time seeing eFootball, what the purple power bar means. You can have it on shots and passes.
Exactly.
Add a little bit of zip.
Yeah, is it basically how to count overpower your action? Now with the mistake from...
That's a big mistake there.
It saved the rebound.
Yeah, try and get a little chance there.
That was close.
A big mistake at the back from Abduch. We can't see many of those, but stunning input, such an important part of the game. I'll come back to you, Alex, as Lukaku now with the strength to hold off Tomiyasu.
Yeah, we see there Tomiyasu, one of the best defenders so far in this game against Lukaku, which is so good, but you know, that speed, that acceleration is not that high as normally. Lukaku with the ball turning back, Meunier with a wonderful tackle. Is in? No. Finally, he's able to clear the chance. The Japanese. Oh, when there's no time for analyze. Sorry, Harry. This is not hectic pace into the game from both sides. This is now the Japanese going forward. How about the pitch?
Out for Kubo, out to Sugawara, but there's a little too much power. You're right, Alex. It's so back and forth here between Abduch and Gu Games.
I think just coming back,
we get a chance to breathe. The purple power bars, Alex.
So it's one of the most important action skill to put into the game, but it requires more time as usually. The animation it takes longer than any single action. Those purple lines, it means the standing pass. Sure, it means it will be overpower. It will be more accurate, but it takes more time. So you need to regain or to clear those slots, those spaces, to have enough time to not to be deflected by your opponent. And especially if Lukaku had the chance to make those stunning shots, that will be so difficult to stop.
So Alex, we're seeing now some tweets being made from Belgium. We're seeing the two contrasting play styles that you mentioned earlier, quick counter and long ball counter. I believe Tielemans is on the pitch. I believe we've seen a goal as well in the other game, Peru 1-0 over England. But quick counter, long ball counter, they're the two more popular ones here on mobile. The difference you said earlier is just that your backline gets up a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it's like Belgium is leading once again, as we saw in round one. So now he needs to be more safer back in the defense. So the formations could be nice, but look at the chance. No, it's not. Wonderful play.
Not for the first time today. The talisman from Japan, Kubo up top, tucks it home for Gu Games, and as it was in the first round of fixtures, Belgium took the lead, and before half-time, Japan find the equaliser. Kubo with his, I think that's his 6th goal today. Unbelievable so far here in the group stages.
Now, yeah, every single opponent is having a hard time defending those quick passes made by a good game. That this time, after this change of formation tactics by Abduch, which seems not really working to help him a little bit more to block and not to concede those action. Wonderful play by Gu Games. 1-1, same story as on round one.
We'll see it here again, Alex. Just some of the changes briefly there from Abduch. He wants to bring Kevin De Bruyne on the pitch, understandably. But the differences in formations as well. We say Gu uses 5 at the back. I believe it's 5-2-3 he utilises. And that's somewhat unorthodox because it may lend itself to be a bit more defensive. But you see the way he's able to break with ease with the likes of Kubo up top. He really makes it work. As we see our 2 players there just absolutely locked in. The referee's assistant shows the number 3. So this likely will be the last chance here of the first half. Japan 1, Belgium 1.
Nice
and
one.
look at this quick passing. You saw Kubo just cue up the skill move, the double touch. That'll be a dangerous one. And
no time.
there was a counter on for Belgium, excuse me. But as you say, referee says that's enough, lads. Into the tunnel for half-time. Japan 1, Belgium 1.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see Belgium because he switched from a standard 4-4-2 formation, wide side, to a 4-4-2, especially control formation, looking for that AMF SS to connect passes with and to overcome his opponent. But for the moment, great reaction from the Japanese, and now moving into Peru, England, Peru leading. And let's see if Joe can give us a goal. And,
Come on, Joe.
Come on, go.
Come on, Joe. We're here in your hometown. We'll take a really brief look into this one. Maybe just stick with it for this attack as Saka can try and find some of his teammates in the box. But I'd say the main event of this round of games is definitely Japan-Belgium. We're into the second half now. Honours even as things stand, 1 apiece. But there's a chance here maybe for Japan to go into the lead for the first time in this fixture. Of course, was 1-1 in the first game between these two. And as things stand, we're looking like a carbon copy.
Yeah, looking forward to see from Japanese good games to perform those double touch tricks, as he have 6-7 players able as with that skill move. But we haven't seen so far those movements, just simple fake shot or just a combination of passes. Morita with Minamino, the heel pass. Looking the superiority on top. Now the mistakes, no. Really even game right now. No nerves on point. Harry, who scores, wins mostly.
Most likely. Speaking of scores in the other game, sorry to you England fans, it is Peru 2, England 0. I will celebrate a Joe goal at some point today, I promise you that.
We will.
And when it happens, it's going to be glorious. But for now, we'll keep our eyes trained on Japan, Belgium. About 20 or so in-game minutes, plus a little bit of change for us to see if there is going to be a decider. Which way it will go?
I don't know. It seems having a hard time now to overcome Abduch a good game, especially because he not have wingers now with those CMF. It takes longer to join the attack as he keeps trying to go by the sides, but it seems easy for the moment for Gu to stop any single action by the Belgian player. And we're now into substitution, just to remind how important it is on eFootball. This refreshment, those substitution, because the stamina are clinical in this game, this competition, because as we see the green bars are really almost empty. So those refreshment players, it seems to be the very best. And just to remind, in eFootball, if a center back has no stamina, doesn't perform as usually. So also putting new substitution defenders, DMF, unless 1-2 per line will be really, really important, Harry.
Most certainly will, Alex. We're just coming to the end of the first half in Peru, England. And again, sorry to England fans, it is Peru 3, England 0. The referee about to blow his whistle for half-time in that one. But something that these players will not know, of course, is that Peru breathing down the necks of both of them at the top here of Group A. We'll keep you informed in terms of exactly the permutations of what's happening elsewhere. Of course, we have Tony on the floor. It's great to have him. We put him to work. We keep him busy.
Yeah.
But for now, 15 or so in-game minutes to try and find a winner here for either Belgium or Japan to really take Group A by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, no, and a game between Japan and Belgium means one of the most complete squad into eFootball stats balance mode. So we're having the very best players fetching each other with really nice weapons that are their teams in this competition. Now looking for that lovely pass
as well. Looks like this will be a corner, will it, to Japan? Has it been kept in? I think it has actually. Really nice work by Abduch, especially when you consider full time is rapidly approaching. Nagatomo, and it's back with the Japanese goalkeeper. So You have to keep an eye on that clock. It ticks down so quickly on eFootball Mobile. Endo into the feet of Nakamura now. Is there a winner here? Oh, for Ray San, aka Goo Games of Japan. He's top of the group so far. Kawamura is there. Ueda was waiting.
Deflected.
90th minute, about to tick over now. So will there be a defining moment here? If there is, it will come Japan's way. It's gone backwards and the referee has blown his whistle. It is exactly how it ended in the first round-robin match between Japan and Belgium. It's Belgium scoring first, it's a Japanese equaliser, and it's honours even. Japan 1, Belgium 1.
Yeah, exactly the same story. Really important point for Abdaj and his chances to go through the knockouts, because you know, it's supposed to be good games winning the rest of his games into this competition. But
come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Let's go.
It's Cole Palmer losing that ball. We will need to see, you know, maybe Phil Foden with those finish shot will be really important. Approaching his long-range cooler in front a Peruvian, which seems, you know, really into the match. You know, Harry not conceding that match, going for straightly to the for the 3 points. Lapadula with the shot.
Forces the save out of Pickford. And Luke Shaw is on the pitch as well at left back to clear away for Joe. Of course, our Rock Up tournament qualifier here into Group A.
Yes, to remind, the first round was 1-0 for the Peruvian against Joe, but this time it seems performing way better. The man from Peru having his very first appearance in an international competition here in Liverpool, England.
He looks comfortable.
He looks
really comfortable.
He's
very comfortable.
Such a character. Yesterday talking with, like, he's really calm person, confident in his play. He knows what to do. And look, those profiles maybe have less pressure when they are into the stage, no?
We'll see. That's a mistake, though. Cole Palmer can't quite connect with this striker, Ivan Toney. Jude Bellingham, again, just seems to be a little bit sloppy in the key moments here for Joe. Can England score a goal? I want to celebrate one. Carl Walker is there to intercept.
That's a nice one.
Cole Palmer now into Ivan Toney, back to Luke Shaw. Maybe a missed input there, and this could be really dangerous here for England, as ready for it is trying to prime himself for an attack. But you're right, it takes a little bit of time sometimes for these players to warm up to the group stages. That's the benefit of having a round-robin format where you play each other twice. Some of the slow starters can maybe start to move through the gears at the right time. Ready for it has certainly done that. Only 1-0, I think, in the first round of fixtures. It ends Peru 3, England 0. And we can take a look at some of the goals that we missed from Peru versus England.
Well, we see clearly that once the player has set it up his comfort zone in terms of play in this competition, we are seeing really the strength of every single player. In the other side, we see Joe having a hard time to be precise on those passes, on those play, connecting those action from the midfield, especially to his center forwards, that his opponents are performing so nice. Look at the mistake.
Not for the first time today.
Yeah, sometimes it's really important to spam the clear button to not concede those things. Anyway, we are having left 2 games already for this group A.
It's gone quickly.
Still open, still really open, because now Peru is into top 2 of this group.
That's how quickly things can change here in the group stages. It's so on a knife edge. We said before, it's delicate here in the group stages. You play each other twice, you get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. And we will see exactly how things stand as soon as we can in the Fame Your Game Cup Group A. Just 2 points separate Japan and Belgium in first and third respectively. They are sandwiching Peru. And as you said, Alex, 2 games to go for Gusan, ready for it, and Abdach. Sadly for our Rock Up tournament qualifier, Joe, I mean, he secured himself a minimum of $2,000, so it's not too bad at all.
No, it's not.
But he is now mathematically eliminated going into the 5th round of games from making the knockout stages. 2,000 is not too bad at all for coming into it yesterday, qualifying for this stage. 2,000 is very, very nice.
Yeah, and we see the chances of going through the knockouts to get at least 10 points, potentially could put into the semi-finals. It's really close to the Japanese that has to play already with Joe, so potentially he could clinch 11 points. That could be enough, but that has to be in the last one, because now if the Peruvian can beat the Japanese, the runner-up of the World Championship will be
Wide
on
open.
a difficult position facing the last round. So look, no one has already done the job, which is mathematically going into the semi-final. So still open the chances for all the three players.
It's really open, really open. It's so delicate, on a knife edge, however you want to put it. It's so intriguing to see exactly which way this one's going to go. Our players have been locked into their pods for the last hour or so, and they have been grinding away throughout the group stages. We still have Group B to come later on this afternoon as well. But for now, we have 2 rounds to go. 2 more heats between our 4 players to decide which one of the 3 remaining eligible players that can still mathematically qualify for the knockouts later today, which 2 of those 3 will make it.
And if nothing surprisingly changed, it seems to be the round 6, the decider for this Group A, as we will have in the very last round Peru versus Belgium.
Ooh.
That will be the decisive match to see who goes and jumping into the semi-final. But first we jump into the round 5. We're gonna have Peru versus Japan and England versus Belgium. Really interesting match. The first one, Peru versus Japan, as you know, now first and second into the Group A facing each other, and we get it into the screen. Ready for it from Peru versus the Japanese. Good games.
And I think it's only fair, Alex, that we keep our main focus on Peru-Japan, because if you cast your mind back to the first round of fixtures between these two nations,